Eight of Pentacles. Manifesting. What will the flow state do to produce positive manifestations for you? Let's find out. Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Granny B. In today's pick a card reading, we're reading in the energy of the Eight of Pentacles. It's one of my favorite cards. On the surface of the card, it's all about learning by repetition. But dig underneath that and you open up a wonderful support energy that's all about how to get us into the flow state. Now, Pentacles are always about manifesting reality, and the Eight is teaching us how to do the mundane tasks that allow us to learn in such a way that they distract our stream of consciousness and allow us to hone our focus. The Eight of Pentacles from a manifesting point of view is being present in the moment of learning and doing so that you can get into the flow state when your task hones your focus so that you lose time and the task becomes everything. It's one of the fundamentals of manifesting. Creative flow that allows us to produce things in one of the purest forms of manifestation, flowing art and writing and poetry and dance and cooking and cleaning and woodworking, anything that's a creation that we cause directly. Experiencing this form of flow is a big part of getting to the ease and flow of manifesting things that we can't create in this way. It's a simple taste of oneness, whole and complete in the moment. It's a general reading, so as always, there's going to be parts of each reading that are intended as messages for others who are watching, parts that will be relevant to you, and parts that tap into the collective energy. And my focus with every reading is on using the law of attraction to manifest positively in our lives. And as usual, I'm going to pull a crystal card for each pile from Crystals the Stone deck, which will give you another way to choose a reading. And I'll give you the name of the crystal here and read you the interpretation when we get into each reading. So here we go. Can I have a crystal card? Group 1. Yep, I can straight away. It's Garnet. Can I have a crystal card for group 2, please? It's that one. Apophyllite. Can I have a crystal card? 3, please. Yes, I can. It's Bloodstone. Now then, take a nice, deep, cleansing breath with me. Then pick the pile or the crystal card that you're most drawn to from pile 1. Garnet, pile 2, Apophyllite, 3, Bloodstone. And then you go down to the description box or the pinned comment below and click on the timestamp there. That'll take you directly to the start of that reading. Group 1, hello, welcome to your reading. Remember, it's a general reading, so take what resonates with you and leave the rest. Your crystal card is Garnet, which is my very favourite stone. Wear Garnet, that one, all the time. Garnet, what it is, Garnet's a deep red pomegranate to fiery red stones that have lit wrists for centuries. Garnets come in many forms, like almandine, grossular and spessarite, to name 3. And that is a 4th, Uvarovite garnet, which is green. Gorgeous garnets gush with positive vibes and are the perfect sparkly accessories to an I got this attitude. Who needs it? Writers who aren't writing, painters who aren't painting, sexual beings who aren't sexing. Where to put it? Any place you want to make something, be it art, love, or dollar bills, y'all. When to use it? When you feel like the real you is getting lost in the sometimes shallow, often materialistic priorities of a likes-driven culture. And the mantra is, get into your depth. I asked the Angel Tarot, how will learning how to get into flow benefit us? Ten of Air. The end of a difficult situation, embrace the change and expect things to get better now. Recovering from an addiction. You're at the end of a cycle here. Getting your head out of old energy would really benefit you. The flow state of doing something that focuses you out of where you are will act like a pattern interrupt. Start the process of spiraling your vibrational energy up. And in that way, you can start to get towards that eager expectancy, the happy urge to get yourself up and going so that you can go and do whatever it is that's going to flow for you. It's going to make you feel unlimited, free you. Queen of Earth, make time for those around you. Take a sensible approach. Deal with challenges in a kind and understanding manner. That's a note of caution. Balance between what flows for you and the relationships that you need to maintain with other people around you. I love this Queen. She's deeply creative. She can balance everything. If you're too surrounded by other people or demanding children or pets who jolt you out of flow, then that can create frustration and resentment and destroy all the benefits of being in flow in the first place. You may have to compartmentalize, get your flow time by getting up earlier or going to bed later. Find a way that you can be undisturbed for a fixed length of time, but then stick to it and choose to be happy when you can't be in that place. Justice. Fair and just decisions. Do what you know is right. Stand up for your beliefs. Do what you know is right. Again, balance. Your need for space to create and the needs of the people, dependents, pets, even self-care, that's bugging you. Accept what is and work around it. Be completely fair. Your needs are equally as important as the needs of the people around you. And if they can't give you the space you need, then you react against it. Equally though, if you're vanishing into your learning, study, creation and letting everything else get in the sea, they're going to be just as frustrated. Eight of Water. A desire to move on. The search for something more meaningful. Spiritual and emotional growth. Spiritual and emotional growth. Yeah, it is the end of a cycle. Closing out a chapter. That's two cards telling me that. It's very possible here that what used to engage you now no longer does, and you need to find a new way to get into your flow. Positively, productively. Escapist flow is better than no flow. It clicks us into box possibilities, raises our vibration, but productive flow is way better, and you've got something to show for it at the end. Escapist flow has to be gone back into over and over and over again. It's its own reward, dopamine hit. Productive flow is pure manifestation. Creating something in that energy is incredible. I asked the good tarot how each group could get into that flow state. King of Water. Harmonious cooperation. Huge balance message coming through here. It's worthy of the spirit of Libra. Frustration. Oh wow, I just heard flow is the vortex. Frustration at being prevented from getting in is a huge part of what's holding you out. But here's the thing, and I never understood this so clearly as I just got it here and now. You can do everything in flow. The basics, the interruptions, the cooking, the cleaning, the washing, the fetching water and chopping wood. Just by coming at it with the same attitude. That these are things that I'm equally as eager to do. That if your attention needs to be placed on other things, then your full flowed attention should be set on them. Right now, in the present moment. Messenger of Air. I just heard subconscious programming. Whether that's something that you can use or something that you need to overcome is probably an individual message. And I think that part of the frustration that I'm feeling here is a bit of lack energy, because that can manifest as a feeling of a lack of time or energy or both. And that's mirrored by demands being made on our time and energy so that we feel as if we can never get to do the things that we want to do. Don't react to the things that are happening now with the energy created by things that happened in the past. respond in a different way deliberately, because you can adopt a new mindset. Eight of Air, being honest with ourselves. Is the flow that you're looking for escapist or productive? Don't get me wrong here. Both is possible. Both is good. It's not a problem. The process of recording readings for you all is both escapist and productive for me. But see it as it really is. Is your escapist flow eating into your productive flow time? Would you rather binge watch mental bubblegum than work on your book or learn the new drawing technique or play computer games or read fiction rather than doing the housework when you get in from work? Because there's an easy fix for some of that. Stick an audiobook on and get your head into that story while you do the mundane stuff. And that leaves you free for the productive flow later. It is possible to eat your cake and still have it to look at here, depending on your perspective. Ace of Earth. Beautiful card. Concrete results on the physical manifested world. Abundance made manifest. It's worth making the effort to get your head around getting into flow productively. Finding that balance, because that little bit of lack that's hanging about in your energy, the frustration at a lack of uninterrupted time, that's what's preventing your full abundance from avalanching in. Pure prosperity, it isn't just money. It's flowing in the happy and happy in the flow. There are many forms of abundance, lots of ways to flow it in. The guidebook for this card in this deck says, I can create gold from the resources I have at my fingertips. It's the essence of pure prosperity taking form in the physical world. So, flow, worth it much? I asked the Fairy Tarot to clarify and give me anything that I'd miss. Five of Winter, walk away from dishonest associates, realizing that what you thought you wanted isn't the best choice for you. Happiness, something that's not worth the effort. Forget this dishonest people bit, that isn't the message. This is the third card that tells me it's the end of a cycle. But here, even clearer, is this. What you used to do to get you into flow isn't doing it for you now. Your escapist flow is not enough, and what you need is a win-win. Something that's worth the effort and that will give you something concrete, solid, tangible at the end. Tangible results, measurable results, so that you can show the people around you that you are being productive while having fun, flow, creative, alone time that they are giving you the space for. Prove that it is worth the effort that everyone is putting in. Awakening. Perspective shift. Change the way you're looking at the situation. Embrace your uniqueness, a temporary pause in the action. Is it a new idea that productivity can put you in the same flow state as binge watching or playing a computer game? Actually, it's better, but you get what I mean here. This is the pause to get your head around things while the momentum changes direction. The pattern interrupt. It's your choice as to whether to go all in the new direction, or let the frustrations of not being able to use your escapes keep mirroring niggles and challenges back at you. Being flexible, giving so that you can get what you need in return. Three of Autumn. Follow your passion when it comes to your career. Be the best at what you do, being compensated for your creative talents. Follow your bliss. Follow your joy. There's so much untapped potential inside you that the intention to be in productive flow can bring out hidden skills and talents that really do need to be expressed. This card tells me specifically that you can make a good living through your creativity, and that's backed by the Queen of Earth up there. It's attaining a mastery in this deck. That's often the meaning for the Eight of Pentacles in some decks, but here it's in the Three. And again, traditionally, the Three is about teamwork, working together with other people, drawing on each other's strengths. Productive flow happens when you're doing something that is challenging enough to focus you, not too easy, but not outside your comfort zone, not too hard, and that you enjoy. In the awakening pause, see if you can find what gives you that sweet spot so you can follow your bliss, even if it is only in your time off. The Moon, powerful intuitive epiphanies, letting go of worry and fear, understanding the truth of a situation. Trust your intuition. There are things happening behind the scenes and under the surface that are going to make synchronicities plop in at the right time in the right way to help you allow this in. The universe is guiding you. Could be in any way, from dreams to books to YouTube videos, but the right information is going to turn up if you follow that trail of breadcrumbs. Worry and fear is only going to slow you down. Set the intention to experience creative flow and be open to the result. The fairy is playing music here, but the instrument reflected in the pool is not the one she's playing in the picture. Pretty obvious that there's another message there, that what you're doing, what you were doing, isn't cutting it for you anymore. It was right then. It served its purpose. You didn't get anything wrong, but you've grown beyond that now. Hidden information, hidden talents, skills, abilities, all come into light, and all for your benefit. The Lenormand for an outcome, and I'm reading these as a pair. And we've got the Moon. And the Rider. Going into your creativity and flowing from what you truly love, rather than mirroring what other people expect you to be or do or have. Really tapping into the deepest levels of your creativity brings you the information, the key, the direction that you need to start this new cycle. The promise of good news and things beginning to move in the right direction. And that feels like the whole reading in 2 cards. There's a whisper of fame here too, being in the spotlight as a result of your talents and abilities. Breaking masks to break a karmic cycle. Dragon Oracle card to close the reading out. Earth and Air Dragon. Represents a perfect balance of heaven and earth. Stay balanced, ground your visions, manifest your hopes and dreams back to needing that balance before you can flow easily and effortlessly, because all of your other ducks are in a row. Like the 1950s woman who was advised to do everything else that needed to be done before sitting down at her sewing machine to create. It's old-fashioned advice, but it's worth looking at from a new perspective. If my house is a mess, no one has been fed, everything needs cleaned, and my responsibilities haven't been met, then the water hasn't been fetched and the wood hasn't been chopped, and I won't be able to get into the flow state. Fulfill your obligations, then go flow and enjoy yourself with a clear conscience and nothing niggling or nagging at you. Group 1, if you like the reading, please give it a thumbs up, which is the best support that you could possibly give me, so thank you. While you're here, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel so that YouTube will send you a message whenever I upload a new pick a card reading like this one. And I'm moving on to group 2, so sending all my healing love and blessings to you and your loved ones. Bye now. Group 2, hello, welcome to your reading. Remember, it's a general reading, so take what resonates. And your crystal card is Apophyllite. Apophyllite, what it is, Apophyllite acts like a teleportation device to places transcendent, often sourced from enchanted India, birthplace of Tantra Yoga, Nagchampa. Apophyllite clears skepticism, cynicism, and logic from the spiritual path. Who needs it? Anyone looking for the ray of light from on high to hit them with something good. Where to put it? Wherever you practice religion, meditate, channel, pray. When to use it? When the spiritual life feels like a moving target, when you feel skeptical about your true purpose on earth, when you feel like your yeah but thoughts are dishonoring the innermost you. And the mantra is, beam yourself up, way up. I asked the Angel Tarot, how will learning how to get into flow benefit us? 8 of Fire, events moving at a fast pace, delays are over, many things happening at once. Okay, this is clear, precise, and to the point. Do you want things to manifest in for you, effortlessly, easily? Then this card and the entire dump of the energy that just fell on my head feels like the universe shouting a message at me. Flow is key for you, vital, necessary. You need to be getting into the flow state regularly and staying there as much as you can while doing what you do, whatever that is, creatively. My guides are being emphatic here that this is a message that you've needed to hear and understand for a while. Stay grounded in reality. But get your head up into those clouds and get to the point where you feel like you're the conduit, that the words or the pictures or the movements or food, whatever it is, are flowing in a being from somewhere else. Star, Archangel Jophiel. Happy times. Make positive, optimistic, long-term plans on the right path. Jophiel is the Archangel of Beauty. She's one to call on if you feel stuck or blocked creatively. I don't usually focus on the angels, but that was a direct message for someone. When you can get into creative, productive flow, it's going to plant seeds of intention that can come in really quickly for you. And your creativity is definitely a huge part of this. When you're in that zone, there's no negativity because there's nothing but what you're creating, what you're doing, completely focused in the moment. It lifts you out of the funk. It gets rid of your inner critic. Can you see how much that's going to improve your vibration? 17 seconds of positive focus can shift your vibration enough for good things to happen, and in flow, you can stay there effortlessly for hours that feel like moments, and oh my, you get so productive. Here you go. And again, it's our friend Jophiel. A false sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things, negative or fear-based thoughts. Okay, so you're feeling blocked creatively, or you feel that you don't have a creative cell in your body, and this card is telling me it's not true. You do something easily, effortlessly, that other people find hard and they would like to be able to do as easily as you do. An awful lot of those negative thoughts are coming out of old false evidence appearing real. There is something that you can do creatively and productively that's conducive to getting into flow, and all evidence to the contrary should be released. There's an energy of impatience here too. Yeah, it's all very well, but how is it going to put money in my bank account? By improving your mood, basically. By making you feel just that little bit better, taking your focus away from where the lack is and putting it squarely in the place where you create. It will free things up. It must. Seven of Earth. Seeds well planted at a temporary pause in the action, unnecessary worry. Take a breath. Really look at how far you've come already. Little things have manifested in for you. Maybe even some of the bigger things too. Isn't it possible that this different approach that we're talking about here could work? Be patient with yourself. I feel you've been at the point where you could flow as a child, for most of you. Disappearing in imaginative games, completely wrapped by TV or films. Being lost in a good book. But the creative flow has always been more elusive for you, and part of you feeling blocked is that you can't seem to call it up. The muse just isn't there, and you can't seem to get it into that point where it is. Relax, don't chase it. Stop efforting, pause and allow. If you put off beginning anything for fear that it won't flow, then it can't because you're not giving it the chance. I asked the good tarot how each group could get into that flow state. Three of Earth. Oh, that's pretty clear and unequivocal. Creative collaboration. With a firm foundation under you and people to work in harmony with, you can create something really good. Co-creating. And I was just told that your team doesn't have to be a physical one. You have the entire universe of real and imaginary teammates to bounce ideas off of. Talk to your pet. Pick up a rock and paint eyes on it and talk to that. Talk to a fictional character. Talk to your own characters. Talk to the cake you're making. Talk to the picture that you're painting. Channel Shirley Valentine and talk to the wall. Build your creative process to the point where you can trust it, where you're just going to be able to start and have it all work for you. Hierophant, your spiritual practice is important. Whatever form it takes, stick with it. When you feel least able to do the things that you know will keep your vibration up is the time when you need it most. The other side of that is the times when you're on cloud nine and feel like you don't need it. Either way, take the time. As Dr. Joe Dispenza says, love yourself enough to do this. A daily practice of prayer or meditation that's heart-focused, gratitude is good. Then your commitment to being a co-creator lets everything flow, including creative flow. Then there is the creative ritual. If you do things in a particular way, then you set your head in the right space for doing your thing. Whatever it takes to get you there, set your mood, get your surroundings right, get into the space where you know that you can. I only write when I am inspired. Fortunately, I am inspired at 9 o'clock every morning. William Faulkner said that. And that applies to whatever your creative talent is. It doesn't have to be just writing. Love. Here we have the artist's curse, imposter syndrome, and poor self-esteem all wrapped up in one neat little flow-preventing package. Abraham Hicks would say, "Stop it." My parrot says that too. "Stop it. No." All you can see in your own work is what's wrong with it, never what's right. And the first way to get past this is to step away from it for a bit, give it some space, start something else and come back to the thing that's bugging you, or go do another bit of the same art or book or whatever it is. Come back to it with fresh eyes. The next part is more difficult. Learn to accept compliments, learn from constructive criticism, accept that the bits you hate are fine. That goes for you as well as your art, by the way. The bits you hate are just fine. Ace of Water, you can bring that dream into reality by flowing your joy, your bliss. The star up there is all about hope and optimism, and here again it's hope flowing, out of heart-based choices from all of the possibilities that are open to you. You do have the help, the guidance, the basic knowledge that you can build on as you go. This energy is childlike, the beginner's mind, going back to the start and giving it all you have from a clean slate. I ask the Fairy Tarot to clarify and give me anything that I've missed. Two of Winter, indecision is holding you back. Make the choice that's best for you rather than trying to please others, feeling trapped between the intellectual and the emotional. You do have to take action, something small, every day, towards getting your creativity flowing. Don't be forced into always doing what other people think you ought to. You do need to follow your own star too, sometimes. There might be good reasons for you to have to do the things that you are obliged to do, but you do have your own time that you can use for yourself, and don't feel guilty for making time for yourself here either. This fairy is choosing between two instruments, and the bottom line is, which of these would bring them the most joy, be the most fulfilling for them, not for anyone else. Stop overthinking all of it too, not helping. Prince of Autumn. Cautious but wise action, meticulous attention to detail, kindness to others, slow and steady wins the prize. Having a plan doesn't stifle creativity. Doing things by tried and tested methods doesn't mean that you can't be original as well. In fact, having a plan and a method and a structure can make it feel less scary to jump in and create. It takes the blank white canvas fear away. Yeah, the outline should be painted in broad strokes, but when you get to the end, then it's time to do the details and not miss a step. The only people that you should put first in your process are the people that you are aiming the creativity at, and yourself, obviously, but it's your target audience, your target market, who you're aiming to bring pleasure to with what you create. That's why critics don't always get things right. They probably aren't a target audience or market. Chariot. Success that comes from dedication and self-discipline, celebrating your accomplishments, being in the spotlight. Here's success promised from getting through, getting it done, signing your name, or writing fade to black. Whatever else happens, you completing a project is absolutely worth celebrating. Stepping into the spotlight. In the guide for this card in this deck, it actually says about drawing attention to your work and how it can feel uncomfortable and awkward, but it's necessary, absolutely necessary. Be yourself, be completely yourself in all interactions with other people. Don't hide or put a mask on. Oh, be honest in your art too. Create something that you love, that you'd want to read or watch or look at or eat. I know that people say that you shouldn't create for yourself, but in this case you really, really should. You'll come over as far more genuine if you really like what you've created yourself. Strength. The grace and inner strength needed to overcome challenges. The power of kindness and forgiveness. Time to embrace how wonderful you are. Time to embrace how wonderful you are. Did that make you feel a little awkward? There's a balance between being Dora Doormat and being the thug that steamrolls all over other people. Being sensitive and empathic as you are, it doesn't mean that you're not able to set boundaries. And I think that's the biggest bar you have to getting in the flow and letting your creativity out to play. The strength that you need to actually insist that you need the uninterrupted time and space to create for you, with no guarantee of reward for time expended, because it's something that you need to do. The Normand for outcome, and I'm reading these as a pair, and we've got fish and child. The fish is plenty, abundance, stemming from self-reliance and trade, water, expansion and flow. You have the resources, the inner strength, the depths of imagination to produce work that's sellable, marketable. And if you come at it from that childlike perspective, play with it, have fun with it, then it'll all flow for you. It is very much about your imagination, though. The creative stuff that you can flow out is amazing, incredible. The problem has always been when the flow is disrupted. It's like the needle scratching across the record and you can't seem to pick up the thread again. That's practice. Diving back into the imagination, pulling at different parts of it. You'll get there in the fun, happy, light-hearted energy indicated here. Dragon Oracle card to close the reading out. Air and Fire Dragon. You couldn't make this up. How perfect. Expands your creative energy. Harness your creativity, excitement and enthusiasm. Communicate your passion. It is time to use your talents and gifts to create, because that's one of the reasons that you're here, right now. Your creativity is a gift that's both for you and for other people. You can spread the happy that you intend to flow in. When you get enthusiastic, then that shines out and attracts the right people and resources for you to be able to create. And that sparks you again with the creativity. If you need to make choices, trust the intuition. My new saying, intuition is the herald of synchronicity. Trust yourself. You've absolutely got the talents. You just need to hone and refine them by actually going and doing the things. Group 2, if you enjoyed the reading, please hit the like and comment below with anything that resonated for you. And if you haven't already, then please do subscribe to the channel so that you get a message whenever I upload a new pick a card reading like this one. And I'm moving on to group 3 now. So until next time, love and healing blessings to you and your loved ones. Bye now. Group 3, hello. Welcome to your reading. Remember, it's a general reading, so take what resonates with you and just let the rest be. Your crystal card is Bloodstone. Bloodstone, what it is. Bloodstone is an earthy green chalcedony spattered with seriously activating red jasper. In the Middle Ages, some believe the red splotches on the stone surface were the blood of Christ. Who needs it? They're constantly overworked and completely drained by the soul-sucking machinations of modern life. Capricorns. Where to put it? Wherever you do the important work, spiritual, physical and psychological. When to use it? When you're totally bled dry and it's time to get into your body and start feeling your damn self. Sleep, get some exercise, take nourishment, and call on Bloodstone to drag your ass out of the house, to face the day, chin up, head high. And the mantra is power up your vitals. I asked the Angel Tarot, how will learning how to get into flow benefit us? Six of Air. Things are looking up, the end of a difficult situation, taking a trip, closing out a tough cycle, recovery from illness. Flow is going to get your head into a more positive place. It feels therapeutic. As always, remember, I've got no qualifications to give medical advice. Stress relief, making positive changes, letting your inner child out to play. The opportunity to let go of things that have been holding you back, going from rough emotional waters and dumping the old negative emotions, frustration, guilt, regret, to smoother waters, a chance to reflect. And I feel that meditative state that I often drop into on a journey when there's nothing I'm obliged to do except wait to get where I'm going. taking that time to work out what your priorities are. Four of Fire, contentment, peace and abundance, a happy home life, the successful completion of a project, having done something that was an overriding intention, that's finished and sorted and successful. There's the pause. Yeah, there's success here and firm foundations and something ticked off a list with satisfaction and not just a little bit of relief. And now you're at the now what stage. You need something to spark enthusiasm, a new passion, a new hobby or pastime or career direction. Doing something that you really love to do that you can flow and not get bored with. Engaging and something that you can go on about for hours. It feels like all you can see is mundane, ordinary tasks. There's nothing extraordinary, nothing engaging. You're content now with that relief, with that weight lifted up, but you want to be stretched to engage completely with something that fires you up. Knight of Earth. Time to buckle down and get things done. Honour your commitments, a guardian angel. You have to take action to find the thing that's going to flow for you. It isn't going to fall into your lap. And again, I'm feeling travel. And it's by train that I'm seeing seats at a table by a window. But that might not be for all of you. Motivation to actually go and do anything other than work and sleep has been really elusive. But the message here is that you can get that enthusiasm for something if you actively look for it. Try to find it. Whatever it is that's going to fire you up. That's going to start the abundance flowing in. As well as your mood improving. It's like coming out of survival mode and getting back into thriving mode. The steps that you take to raise yourself up. Awakening. Look at things from a different perspective. A temporary standstill. It's important to be yourself. The pause. Time out. Time to reflect, because a lot of your perspectives are shifting from negative to positive, because that one big thing that was hanging over your head is gone. Weight off your shoulders, allowing you to be able to stand up and look around with fresh eyes. It might just be that completely different approach to the mundane tasks, doing what has to be done cheerfully without reacting against it negatively because you don't actually want to be doing any of it in the first place. Stoically accepting the task in front of you and doing it cheerfully to the best of your ability. Doing what has to be done so that you can get to do what you want to do. Being yourself, the best aspects of yourself to the best of your ability. If you can't change the everyday tasks that have got to be done, you can change your reaction to them. I asked the good tarot how each group could get into that flow state. Four of Water, again with the pause, the time out, introspection, reflection. Trusting that there's actually infinite possibilities and opportunities all around you. It isn't so much that there's nothing to do, there's nothing you want to do, nothing that fires you. Yeah, part of that is baggage from things that you tried to lose yourself in before that you were all fired up about, that turned out to be all surface and no substance. Once you knew how, you lost interest. Here's your chance to go deeper into something, really dig into it, and find that there's more to learn, more to get good at, more to hone the deeper you go. Something worthwhile. It is there. You've just got to reach out and find it. Emperor. You're going to have to plan how to do this. Have your blueprints, your to-do list, your manuals, your handbooks. Research to do that you should do yourself. Other things can be delegated. You do have a team. There is someone who is an authority or who is in authority who can teach you, mentor you. Learning all you can learn so that you can get to the flow sweet spot where challenge is great enough to focus you, but not so great as to frustrate you. I'm feeling working with your hands, woodworking, crafting, cooking, modelling, painting, a new way of doing something traditional, something that's almost an institution, and writing about it, lots of notes being typed up. Messenger of Water. I'm quoting directly from the guidebook here as best as I can remember the lines. I have what I intend for. There's no need for jealousy, anger, resentment, or fear when I am love, and love flows into me powerfully. It's a call to fall in love with yourself and your talents and abilities. What do you admire in others? What talents do you wish that you had? You can cultivate them, develop them, become that version of yourself that can do those things. My art teacher said that I had 2 left thumbs and no talent, but I've sold my art over and over again since I knuckled down and learned how to do the basics that have nothing to do with talent. Now I can flow the art when I have the time and space to create. Eight of Earth. This is the card, the energy that the reading is based on, and this is the only group that's got this card specifically. Apprenticeship, gaining knowledge, learning, honing and refining a skill, embracing the opportunity to dive in and go deep into something that fires you up. That's the purest form of manifestation, creating art from imagination in whatever form that art takes. Know that if you do learn the basics, then you will be able to create really good work. The caveat is that you need those basics under you, even if you disagree with them, so that you can stand firm on them before you develop your own style. The Emperor again. Do it the tried and tested way, and then break the rules and do it your way. It gives you confidence when you know the why behind a particular rule. Tell a child, hands out of your pockets, and they resent it. Tell a child, hands out of your pockets so that you can catch yourself if you fall. They'll understand the why. That's what I mean here. When you know why something is done in a certain way, then you can work out the best way to do it your way. I asked the Fairy Tarot to clarify it and give me anything that I've missed. The world, a brilliant success, the freedom to go in any direction, a journey that is now complete. That success is huge. The end of the cycle is a big one, and it might be a little bit of post-goal slump here, arrival fallacy. You were so keyed up and driven to get to this point with that thing that had been sitting there waiting to be hit was smashed out of the park. And now it has been. A solid thwack and home run, and you're, well, that was a damp squib. It should feel better than that, bigger than that. Now what am I supposed to do? First, recognize the success. It'll reinforce the fact that you're powerful and creative and that you do achieve what you set out to achieve in your integrity with all your moral guidelines unbroken. What now? Dig into the spiritual side, step up your spiritual practice, reach for and set new intentions, new goals, travel for fun, and tune into the space between intentions while you're in the space between departure and arrival. So much of this reading is a new cycle coming in from the back of a success. You've got the freedom to go in any direction right now. So tune in and work out which direction lights up for you. What will bring you joy? Four of Autumn. Manage your resources wisely. Achieve a balance in how you spend and save money. Help out those who are less fortunate. Balancing spending and saving, giving and receiving. That's not just money. That's time, attention, energy, everything that's worth something to you. What is worthy of your time? What is worth your full, undivided attention, your belief, your loyalty, your love? Don't compare yourself with other people and think that you should do as they do. Keeping up with the Joneses is as damaging spiritually as it is materially. Tread your own path. And don't be afraid to let go of stuff that's cluttering up your resource management. Whether that's things that you do or have, time that you squander, or money that you don't need to spend, or money that you're hoarding. Money should be bringing both joy and security. Don't feel resentment for not spending on yourself when there's nothing you actually need or want. But equally, if there's something that you actually want, then set the intention for it, and you'll find that the money isn't an issue. You do have gifts. Trust that. Perfectionism has the fear of failure at the back of it. Balance. Take everyone's input into consideration. Merge viewpoints to create a better solution. Take your time, there's no need to rush. You may have to compromise on the perfect circumstances. Cooperate with others to get the time and space and balance between responsibilities and obligations and doing what you want to do. Chuck in the 9-to-5 grind and running off to borrow would solve a short-term frustration and replace it with a whole flood of other problems, one of which would be guilt at having let other people down. The other would be finances and security, no roof over your head. What you're looking for is the win-win. If there are people who are constant irritants, blast them with love. Genuinely wish that they gain a fortune and are happy spending it. See them with everything they ever wished for. It's amazing how that lifts you and lets them drop out of your energy. Do as Shin suggests, Florence Chauvel Shin, and baptize all the situations around you as success. Mix your unique ideas in with the traditional once you have the traditional firmly understood, and then you can start to shake things up. King of Autumn, be assertive when it comes to what you know is right, everything going your way, a good person or company to work for. The Midas touch, you have that potential, and don't tell me that you have no opportunity to use it, because that's what this whole reading has been about. I don't care if you're not educated enough, if you're too young, too old, too poor. You do have the opportunity. If you can find the thing that will flow for you, then you will flow it. This is your energy, your heart of gold, kind, generous, more at home with animals than people, and yet still able to lead and inspire. Nothing wrong with wanting the material things either. It gives you the security, and I'm feeling Taurus and Capricorn here. I think you're going to find paying work that you can do well with a boss that gets you and lets you shine, and that this is a stepping stone to something better, because more is flowing in connected with a relationship, and I don't know where that came from, but that was clear. Lenormand for outcome, and I'm reading these as a pair. We've got the Scythe and the Sun. This is pretty much the whole reading in a nutshell. You are reaping the success that you sowed, your harvest home. You have to take action though. When the harvest is ripe in the field, it has to be gathered in. Work must be done. Ugh, cheesy song lyrics just popped in my head. Don't stop believing, hold on to that feeling. There's a decision that you make that allows the success in. It's simple, and it cuts right through the BS to get to the good stuff. The harvest includes the confidence to step out in a new direction, engaging with a new project, new courage, a healthy dose of charisma, your mojo back, really. Dragon Oracle card to close the reading out. A gold and silver violet flame dragon transmutes the old around you with wisdom and grace. It's time for transformation, magic and healing offer service under grace. Let go of an aspect of yourself or your life that's no longer serving you. Transmute it. Emotions lie to us. They tell us that we gain from them what we actually only ever gain by releasing them. You can also send that same transmuting energy out to other people or groups of people. Transmute anger, frustration, guilt, sorrow in the collective energy, and that opens everything up for new possibilities, new things that we can all grow and flow. Group 3, if you enjoyed the reading, please hit the like button and comment below with anything that resonated for you. And if you haven't already, then please do subscribe to the channel so that you get a message whenever I upload a new pick a card reading like this one. And that's it from me for this timeless reading. Until next time, love and healing blessings to you and your loved ones. Bye.